What is going on, ladies and gents? It has been a crazy day of chop chop. Nonetheless, right? If you've been playing today, there's some individual moves that were pretty great. I had a nice scalp today in Airbnb. Square broke even on that trade. I did make a little bit off of it, but nonetheless, it was garbage after that nasty rip down this morning, only to wick back right up. But being said, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. So it's a pretty sideways day. To be honest, I talked about this yesterday. I talked about coming into resistance yesterday. And you know what? Why don't we just pull up the charts? Instead of looking at this avatar, we're going to look at the charts because we can do that. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. We just get right into it today. There's not a lot of news. There's a lot of earnings going on and continuations, and Amazon without tanking and having one of the best earnings ever of all time, and Google having an awesome earnings as well, kind of just helped us reclaim back up to the top to retest or attempt to retest that 38.62. Being said, we are going sideways now. And to be honest, I can't tell if this is going to be a head and shoulders. I don't play head and shoulders. I don't believe in head and shoulders. If you want to, it could be a head and shoulders. But ultimately, I think if we fail here, which it looks like we haven't even attempted to get into the zone yet. So we are really struggling here. I think earnings is probably the only thing that is holding us right here. So being said, you can still get some fantastic moves off of individual stocks as long as the market holds and does not crash. But at this point, I've been talking about this for a couple weeks now. It's kind of that time where I'm trying to liquidate. And today, getting at a square has liquidated a lot of my positions. I liquidated a couple other positions as well today, which I'll talk about. But ultimately, the market is trading sideways. Again, I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if we do this again. Friday, I do expect some kind of sell-off. If we don't break up over this overnight, if we don't gap into this tonight and break up over this, I think we're headed down. Being said, we shall see. I am probably close to 90% cash at this point. Being said, QQQ hit resistance, just like the market. I really don't think we're going to break this. What we might actually do is attempt to retest this. We might get a triple top going on here. And maybe we'll go and sell off just a wee bit here and then try to retest to see if we can break that. But ultimately, I'm still very wary about this. I do realize we're high. I don't think we could be in a bubble, whatever you want to call it, but I think we're only in good for a correction. So with that being said, I think the correction, I don't think is going to be too crazy. I think we could get a good correction, but I don't think we're going to see basement prices here like a lot of people are talking about. But being said, tomorrow, Tesla, it's finally starting to sell off. I think there was more just because of the rally. There was a lot of price target increases. I think that's why we got this jump in Tesla. But like I've always said, Tesla is one of those ones after a big earnings, it will start selling off. And so I think, again, this is price targets, but I think we start making our way back down. So I'm watching Tesla. Tesla's one I do want to get into as soon as it corrects, whichever that is. Normally, again, it will come down. It will base. Good time to enter shares, leaps, whatever you're doing, and then write it out from that point. Square, man, Square. Been battling this thing for that couple of weeks. I do believe in Square. When it came in here, it was looking good. And I actually didn't see it pop at that that 234 mark again. It came out. I thought it was going to go a little bit stronger, but then it just died off. This is what I didn't like. There was a lot of this going on at one time. I don't know what exact news was coming out, but I didn't like that movement. It came back up, and I broke even on it, and I was just done with it because these crazy wicks and stuff. I just don't want to deal with it if we decided, because I was already being cautious around this area because we've been rejected a couple times in the market. So I really didn't want to, it wasn't going to break. I feel like it wasn't going to break. And that move that I was talking about for PayPal, PayPal killed earnings and it crushed it. So you got a little bit of the catalyst here that's caused Square to pop up, unless this pops up and over tomorrow. I may cry tomorrow, but I don't know. I may be crying in a corner tomorrow. If you don't hear from me, that's where I am. But nonetheless, this trade, I'll admit this trade wasn't one of my greatest trades. My entry wasn't the greatest. I could have added more when it came down. I didn't, only because of the fact that it came down a lot further than I thought it would. So I didn't add more. I was waiting more for a pullback, but then it just jetted. So, and I was already... I had 2 leaps in it and shares in it. So I broke even with one of the leaps. I made some money on another leap, and then I've actually the shares, I pretty much broke even. You can call it break even. I didn't really make much off the shares, so I pretty much call it break even. PayPal killed it. I don't really trade PayPal. I just put it in there for the visuals. Airbnb, I did scalp this today. This is the only scalp I had today. It looked good. The setup was good. It was clean. It was holding well at this 200 in the zone. I took the trade and then popped it and caught it out. So that was my only scalp today. I did try a couple other scalps, but they didn't pan out. Again, I got into it, didn't like the movement. I got back out. Apple, I got rid of it yesterday, and it popped over, just popped after hours because of the fact that they are teaming up to make some Apple cars. So that news came out after hours. That's where that pop came off, but it's selling off. So that's one thing I don't like, is that Apple is really struggling right now. I know Apple likes to struggle for a bit and then has these major rips. But again, I think right now between Apple and Tesla, I think they're both looking at the same thing. I think they want to die off a little bit, get a correction, and then they come back stronger than ever. Facebook starting to do the same thing. Again, waiting till that 246 mark. BYND is breaking down and down. It hit a nice support. So a lot of times like this is what I talk about, the 200. When it comes down like this, I try to grab it. As you can see, it lined up perfectly with the zone and the 200. No, I didn't just put that in there to show that. That landed perfectly in there. Those are perfect for a nice quick bounce intraday. I typically will grab those if I was paying attention to this. I didn't have any alerts set because I was waiting for it to come back to 110, because that's what we jam at. We jam at 110 with BYND and load the boat. But nonetheless, being said, came down, hit that zone close to 200. It's not going to always hit 200. I can guarantee you that. It will come close. And so this played out perfectly, right? If I was watching the zone, I would have took it, but I wasn't watching it. I was watching and trying to liquidate a lot of my positions. Again, I talked about this yesterday. I didn't want to keep jumping in positions. I found that I was doing that yesterday or the past couple of days. Something else looked good, and I would jump in another position. And I'm like, well, the market's getting to a point where I want to be more liquid than anything else. If I miss a little bit of the run, I miss a little bit of the run. But it's better than being in a run in a bunch of different positions and then realize that, hey, the market's getting ready to crap out, and then it craps out and you're stuck in a bunch of positions and holding until it comes back up, and you don't know when that's going to happen. So being said, I wanted to liquidate a lot of my stuff, SQ being one of them. So I was managing a lot of stuff. Etsy, looks like that pop I had yesterday was pretty good, although pins killed it. So Etsy might actually get a little bit of a push off that overnight as well. Disney's actually it's been kind of flat ever since that big rip. Like I said, I got out of this after in the rip yesterday. Not planning on getting back in. Again, trying to stay cash. Snow had a nice little bit more of a pump today. but everything is starting to die out. Tech is just looking like garbage right now. Spot looked good. I almost took it here when I hit the zone, but I was like, no, you're not going to trick me, Spot. And she didn't trick me. I didn't get it all into this one. Very good Butcher, waiting correction. Planet 13, I did get in this one late yesterday. So I had this nice little push up today, sold back off, and then getting ready to push again. It's kind of delayed. I know a lot of the MJ space has been kind of running right now. Being said, I think this is just delayed. I think a lot of people may not know what Planet 13 is, maybe. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I'm not particularly sure, but this may just be a delay run on this one. Could be right, could be wrong. Just my opinion. It is what it is, but I'm in Planet 13. I'm trying to ride that up to see if it'll retest this 630 mark. Put a hard stop once it gets to that point. If it wants to push, let it push. If it doesn't, then tag me out. Evogen. Yep, I don't like it where it's at right now. It's too high. Planters. This is one I took today. I took it out of here, and it kind of just rattled around. I didn't like it, again, being tech. I was like, nope, I'm not staying in it. Got out. Tan looked good, yes, or the day before, a couple of days before, but again, I'm waiting for that correction. This is another one, TSIA. I sold at the peak today. Have made some nice profit. I actually caught this pretty good on this lag down, so it ripped up pretty good. Tagged out on this. Again, looking for a re-entry on this. If we do correct, this will be another one I'll be getting in, TSIA. I like that one. ENPH. Not in that one, waiting on that one. This is another one I got out of today, STPK. I got right out, sold close to 37, it was like 37.20 or something. I didn't catch the full thing. It came down a little bit, and then I tagged out. I didn't want it to ride it back down. Again, a lot of these energy and renewables have been kind of up and down. They've been really volatile lately. Do I expect it to break here? I think, as you saw, tech looks like it's getting ready to sell off. So I expect that to kind of pull back. Maybe we get it back down here in this 25 zone and then re-enter it. That's what I'm looking to do because I do like STPK. But again, we'll have to see. SPRQ, I'm in this one as well. Just holding this one, waiting for another spike on this one, and tag out and re-enter. NIO has just been trending sideways. NIO and Tesla has just been garbage lately. CCIV, Lucid, I think they got news. I think that's why they've been kind of running. But I think that's short-lived, just my opinion. BLBD still in a small set of shares for this one as well. Looking for another run-up. And then as soon as it gets up, I'm in the green quite a bit right now. So if it pumps back up to here to 22.91, I'll put a hard stop on that, let it ride out. NGA, I'm been kind of frustrated with this one. I ain't gonna lie. I know there's towards the end of the month, they should have that merger, that price, and I think the price target's at 40. So if you get any kind of push up on this towards that 40 mark, or get any news on that, I'm definitely going to be tagging out of that one. So yeah, we'll see where that one goes. NGA, same with GIK. Again, I don't know what kind of news is coming out overnight because it gaps up and then it craps, gaps up, craps, gaps up, craps. But not just a little bit. I mean, you're talking, right, that's almost a full dollar move. I mean, with a penny stock or these low cap stocks like this, that's just ridiculous. MP, again, pushing up after hours. Again, I'll wait for this one to come back down. I think a lot of these are short-lived, a lot of the renewables. So I started backing out of some of them on these pops. Space, I want space when it comes down a little bit further. And then DM, a lot of these are rattling around right now. Again, I'm not really looking to jump right into anything at the moment. I really want to see how this market plays out. I kind of feel like we're going to, again, trade sideways tomorrow and then sell off on Friday. Now, is that going to be the sell-off that we're waiting for? I don't know, but this is one I did want to bring up. So if you've made it this far, if you've actually watched the video this far in, and NOX, this is set up beautifully. I know they got some FDA approval stuff coming out. I think on what's today, Wednesday, on Friday. I think they have some FDA approval stuff that might come out. Being said, it's at a perfect support. It's got the 20 EMA coming up on the daily, and you look on the hour, it's on perfect. Everything's perfect right now. So if this is sitting here tomorrow, I will actually probably grab a shorter term expiration on this and try to ride this back up and see how that goes. Again, I want to try to manage my risk, because if for some odd reason the FDA approval stuff falls through, I think they're trying to get approval for the X-ray machine that they have. Their business model is different. They charge by the X-ray, I believe, is what they do. So being said, if it is sitting here tomorrow, I'll definitely be trying to enter this. I want to see how the market is reacting tomorrow, because if the market is all erratic and stuff tomorrow, I'm definitely going to stand back. That's why I'm trying to be very precise about the positions I'm taking over the next couple of days and weeks here. Like I said, I'd probably be primarily scalping. I won't be swinging much, aside from the couple of renewables I have. I'm okay holding those throughout the year, because I know those will bounce back quick, given the administration right now. AMD, not a fan right now. Riot could run, but it's not a good entry point right now. BA, not my favorites. Running. Amazon just sunk today. Amazon had some ridiculous price targets. There were a lot that were pricing like 5,000, which could be good, right? If there's a sell-off and you are looking for like guaranteed cash, just buy a couple shares of Amazon. I mean, if it's going to sell back down to 3,100, which could be a possibility on a correction, buy a couple of shares of Amazon. If it's going to go up $2,000-$3,000, I mean, why not, right? And sometimes the better companies like this, the bigger tech stocks, the beta stocks, right, they hold better. And so they're more resilient, and that's why I like playing them if anything happens. But good old Google. Google had a little bit of a continuation today. It did pull way back to the 20 today, but I don't play Google that often. I think I've played Google maybe a handful of times in my whole career. I've not played it very often. It's always done me well, but I've always waited till like it really hit like solid support. I don't like typically playing it because normally it takes forever for it to get going, to get big moves like that, and that earnings was just ridiculous. BA, not a fan. Trying to look here. I think there was some other ones that were SAVA. It's ridiculous moves. One of the guys I trade with, he actually he caught this at 10, which is actually quite interesting, because that would have been one nice move from $10 all to 130. It's about as bad as that move I missed in BYND and got tagged out from what was I in a 110, 111, and it ran up to 125. So, and I was only days away from that one too. So yeah, it can be painstakingly bad, but it happens. Powell moved. I'm kind of upset now it's moving. It just took a couple days, but we'll let it ride out. But again, it doesn't matter. These moves will happen again. It's just being patient and waiting and looking for the next one, or waiting for it to come back down. GameStop, we could probably put that out to pasture at this point, because I think the GameStop saga is probably done. Same with Nokia. I think has earnings tomorrow. SNDL. I tried to get in this today. A lot of talk about this one running. I did miss it. I was trying to get in at this 110 mark, but now that the 20 is back up there, if it breaks that 20 and comes back down, possibly, but it's been holding the 50. So that's always definitely a reassurance. If it breaks down and holds the 50, especially on those lower cap stocks, that 50 plays a lot better. But guys, I think that's pretty much it for this week. Again, we're at a critical level, I think, where we need to really pay attention. I wouldn't be loading the boat and thinking this bad boy is going to continue to just keep running and running. It is overextended. I know you've probably heard that many a times. I typically will play it past when people are talking about it because it will still run. But at this point, again, we've really been struggling trying to get over this 385 mark here. So if we can't make it and we're going to go sideways, I think if any time we would have broke it, we probably would have broke it today, to be honest. We had a consolidation yesterday. I think it was enough time. And today, it didn't even reach the overnight highs. So being said, she definitely looks like she wants to turn over and do some selling. It's not saying that some of these other ones will pump up. QQQ, again, everything looks like it's tired, wants to turn over. Let it turn over for a little while. Don't jump into any long positions. I would wait. Like I said, I liquidated a lot of mine, and I'm willing to hold a lot of the renewables I have already been kind of hammered down already. So just kind of waiting on those to pan out. Again, they're all leaps. All I'm holding now is a small group of leaps, and I think I only have 3 leaps and a couple different shares, but that's pretty much it. So being said, play it safe out there, manage your risk, and let's go get it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.